Good.
Okay.
And we are live. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Depends on when you're watching this video and where you are in the world. I want to welcome you to Lyonsview Realty Financial Fridays. My name is Clara Lyons-DeVaughn, and I am the broker owner of Lyonsview Realty. Our team provides residential, commercial for small businesses and nonprofits, and property management services. And coming soon, Lyonsview Academy. So excited, where we'll be doing real estate licensing and continuing education. So we also do credit counseling and distressed homeowner solutions for those of you who've worked with us in the past. But I really want to welcome you today to Financial Fridays. And we launched Financial Fridays to help you stay current on those trends that impact your bottom line. Our goal is to provide you with the resources, information, tips, and that will assist you in making the best financial decisions. Our commitment is to maximize your wealth building power now and in the future. So I'm glad that you tuned in today. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Our guests are here as a resource to you, and feel free to ask any questions that you have. If you're watching the replay, you can type your question in the comment section and we'll definitely get back to you. So I'm really, really excited about our guests today. We've been kind of talking about real estate investing from a personal perspective. And in our last segment, we talked about how you, YOU, are the most important person on your power team, right? And your power team consists of a lot of people that help you in the real estate transaction, but you are the most important person on your power team, and how your reputation and how you do business is a source of wealth. So we also talked about unconscious bias, which is something that's going on in the world right now and affecting us in all these different ways. And what came to mind was unconscious wealth, how we're really not conscious about how we're managing our wealth and the things that are around us that would improve our wealth. There's so many ways to build and attain wealth that are around us. And some of those things our guests will share with you today, you may have heard before, but until then, sometimes the light doesn't come on. And, and until you make that connection, you really are unconscious about, how your specific gifts combined with your knowledge of opportunities of what's around you can take you from where you are. It can elevate you to a very conscious wealth state. So our guest today has a very inspiring story. She went from an unconscious wealth state, got woke, took an unhealthy leverage situation and turned it around to a very healthy situation. She transformed her credit position. She helped others to do the same thing. And now she's building an investment portfolio by focus on a strategy that's really been around for quite some time. So I'd like to introduce you to Miss Mica Coleman, real estate investor, real estate coach, and author of The Entrepreneur's Guide to Business Credit, How You Obtain Financing to Invest in Real Estate Investment Deals. So welcome, Miss Mica.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just go.
I was going to say, tell the audience a little bit about yourself.
Okay.
Are you frozen? Uh-oh. Mica?
It's cycling. I could see you.
Now I can hear you. Yeah, now I can hear you. Now you're moving. You froze for a minute. Uh-oh, you froze again. Uh-oh. So I don't know if you can hear me, but you're frozen. You may want to try doing it on your phone. It may be your connection. So if you can log in on your phone versus your computer, but you're freezing up. Uh-oh.
I don't know. It just said that it says it's an unstable internet connection, but I'm right next to my router, so I don't.
All right. Well, you're with us now, so
I'm just going to continue as though it never stopped. So
okay.
A little bit about me.
Oh, You're freezing again. So maybe if you could log out and try to log in on your phone, it might be a little bit better.
Try that. I'm going to log out and come back in.
Yeah, you might want to log in on your phone. Your connection might be a little bit more stable.
Oh,
Because you
my
keep
phone.
going.
Let
Do
me
you have
just,
any other applications open on your
yeah, I'm
computer?
about to do that right now. I'm about to close out all my applications really quick.
Oh, no worries, no worries. So for those of you who are tuning in, we have Miss Mica Coleman, who is a real estate investor and coach. And she has a wealth of information that she's going to share with us today. For those of you who've been tuning into Financial Fridays, we've really been talking about, saving your money, reducing your debt, increasing your wealth position, increasing, your wealth reputation. And really, we've been sharing a lot of resources about down payment assistance programs for, uh, real estate investments. But today we're going to look at something in the investment strategy stage that's really kind of cool. So how you doing, Mica?
I think I'm doing, I needed to just close out of all my windows.
Okay, you're still freezing
I
a
think
little
we're
bit, but
good.
we'll keep going. Okay, great. So share a little bit about yourself. Did you freeze again on me? Yeah, you're still freezing, so you may want to use your phone. Because I still can't. I still can't. Yeah, you're still freezing up on us. So one of the things, well, Mika's still trying to work out her network, so she can come back to us. One of the things that we were talking about is business credit, and we're not really going to talk about that in detail today. But if you are a business professional, and oh, okay, I think she is coming back to us on a different platform, so we'll see how this does. Uh-oh. Well, this is the first, so we'll see how this works out. There she is. Okay. Yay. Gotcha. I can't hear you though.
You can't hear me?
Now I can. Okay, great. We're good.
Well,
Okay.
I don't know. I normally never have problems with my internet.
Let's say the devil is a liar, right?
Right.
Okay. So go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Well, like I was saying, I've been in real estate for 17 years, and I actually got into real estate to do investing. It's always been a passion of mine. And so basically, I started investing in real estate back in 2003. I thought I was going to retire by 40, and I was buying houses all over the United States. But some of you guys may have known that in 2008, 2009, what happened was the crash of the market, right? And unfortunately, because I was so young, I had never experienced the real estate cycle. They say it's every 8 to 12 years that there's a downward spiral. Well, unfortunately, I got caught with my pants down in the downward spiral. And I did not know what to do. I never knew what it was not to have bad credit. And so what ended up happening was I had to have a come home to Jesus talk with myself and figure out how I could, build my empire quicker and faster in order to retire. But with that being all said, I had to figure out how to rebuild my my credit as well as my cash and capital. And so today I want to talk about a wealth strategy that not only you can rebuild your credit and your capital, but you can also build your real estate empire. And so what I want to teach is something that will be very relevant in this pandemic. And so I just decided to teach others on how to protect themselves and how to create more wealth through tax deed and overage investing. Do you want
Awesome.
me to just?
So you have, I love, well, two things that we have in common. I also said I wanted to be retired at 45. I didn't quite hit that mark yet. So I keep resetting my birthday to 45, but it's cool to hear that. But you named your company Leverage, which I thought was so cool. Why did you choose that name?
Well, I named that my company Leverage because all the wealthy people that I knew within my circle always were telling me that I needed to learn how to leverage. And so, like I said, when I was investing in 2003 all across the United States, I was using my own personal credit. And I was using my own cash. And what I didn't know was that most wealthy people have cash, but they never use it. They use other people's money. And one of the things that I learned on how to get back on track was leveraging the knowledge that I had. Even though I didn't have cash, I didn't have credit, I was able to leverage my knowledge in order to rebuild. So that's why I named it Leverage, because I feel like, especially in real estate investing, you have to know and understand that leverage has power. So that's why I named my company Leverage.
Indeed, indeed. And you wrote a book.
Yes.
Um, tell us a little bit about your book, because do you have it with you? I'm gonna show them the title, and then what you want people to take away from the book that you want related to that as well.
So here's my book. You guys see it? And you can find it on Amazon. I actually was a #1 bestseller on Amazon in venture capital. Interesting. You know what was the most amazing thing about this book is that I pre-launched it and I had like 1,600 people buy it from China. So Amazon is a powerhouse. Yeah. And that's how I really honestly became #1 bestseller. It's really a good powerhouse if you're thinking about buying a book. And I just want to encourage, because I love to inspire and empower people that, during this time, they always say that when you're going through, it becomes your testimony. Because when I lost everything, I really did not know where to begin or how to start. And that just leads me to why I wrote my book, because I was able to find out about business credit. And it just made me realize that this is how you build your business, or if you want to invest in real estate, the smart way is by not leveraging all your personal assets and your personal credit. So that's what led me to write this book. And I call it the Entrepreneur's Guide, because as entrepreneurs, oftentimes we don't have consistent income. We're always over leveraging sometimes. And so the business credit actually is a tool that allows you to leverage your business credit as opposed to your personal credit. So you're protecting yourself in a way. And so that's why I brought the book. And I also want people to take away from this book is that you can build business credit slowly, even if you don't have decent credit. But I also want to say, because credit is a foundation that everyone needs, and I think it's a foundation to wealth, my partner and I, we do free credit boot camps, and we'll be having one on September 1st. And so if people want to know about how to build their personal credit in 90 days, it's mycreditchange.com. Once again, that's mycreditchange.com. And that is like really the foundation that you need in order to build wealth. So I call it leverage the $1 million blueprint, but it really starts with your personal credit. And then from your personal credit, you do your business credit. From your business credit, I teach people how to do tax deeds and overage. So therefore, you're building a foundation of wealth. It's like the building blocks, you know what I mean? So yeah.
That's pretty good. So that kind of leads into the next question, because a lot of times people think, oh, I want to be a real estate investor, right? And from your perspective, like, what does that mean, to be a real estate investor? So you talked about the building blocks to it, but what actually is it to be a real estate investor?
Well, I believe a lot of people think it's so beyond their scope, like they can't be a real estate investor. But I really believe that real estate investing is just owning an asset, a real estate asset, whether it's some land, it's property, it's commercial. I just feel like being a real estate investor is anything that you can acquire that's going to create a cash flow. Because a lot of times, even though we have homes and there may be equity in it, that doesn't necessarily equate to wealth because it's on the debt side, right? So to me personally, what being a real estate investor is creating some type of cash flow or effortless cash flow that's going to add to your positive side of your cash flow as opposed to taking away from it. So that's what, to me, what real estate investing, and that's what I teach my students, not only how to leverage their knowledge, but to leverage business credit in order to buy assets that's going to add a plus sign to their balances. So you know how like when you're doing your bills and you're saying, okay, this is what's going out and this is what's coming in. I feel like being a true real estate investor is when you can actually have assets that are actually bringing in money.
Indeed. Talking about being badly leveraged, I had one investment property and my tax guy said, you need to sell that. It's not giving you positive cash flow. But I knew something that he didn't, which is the market that property was sitting in, was a huge market. I just needed to change some things on my end, which I did. And now, that positive negative that you talk about makes that particular asset, a good real estate investment. But I think it's important, like you said, for people to have to get their personal stuff in line and then kind of know what they want to go after moving forward, which kind of gets me to COVID, because with COVID, a lot of people are behind in their mortgage payment. A lot of people are behind on their taxes, or have been behind on their taxes in the past. And I don't think they realize, what the consequences are of not paying their taxes. So can you kind of share, we're doing the behind the story that leads up to the story. What happens to homeowners who don't pay their taxes?
So what happens to homeowners when they don't pay their taxes, depending upon what state you're in, that county will give you a certain amount of time to pay your back taxes, your back property taxes. Now, I know, for example, because I'm from California, you basically can be delinquent up to 5 years before they foreclose on your house for not paying the property taxes. But most of the time, for those that own homes, I'm sure they're familiar with escrow impound accounts where your property taxes and your home insurance is included in your mortgage. But sometimes banks will not pay your property taxes. And that's what I find in Texas. And that's why I actually picked up my whole life and moved to Texas, because that state, you actually only have 60 to 120 days. And because Texas doesn't have any state taxes, their property taxes are a lot higher. So when they don't pay them, a lot of times they go to a tax deed auction, which an investor like myself can pick up a property that's worth $300,000 and I'll get it for the back taxes owed. And right now it's really amazing time, because I'm teaching people this before this market actually comes tumbling down. And another thing that I wanted to mention, and I was just like, man, I wish I would have known this back then, when all the people that I knew in 2008, 2009 was losing their homes, that there is a such thing called overages. Now, I only deal with tax deed overages, but there also are mortgage overages. And what that means is that, say you lose your house or you don't pay your taxes and it goes to auction and you pretty much you lose it, right? People don't know that whatever you owed that county, whatever you owed that mortgage company, whatever's left over is considered overage, and you as the owner can collect that. So I was just like, oh my God, I could have been a safe haven for all the people that lost their home in 2008, 2009. They could have gotten the overage, but most people don't know about it. And so that's another thing why I'm so excited to share and educate people, because there is going to be a downward cycle of people starting to lose their home during COVID. So that's some really good education if you're really interested in learning the process. My website is micacoleman.com, but there's going to be a time where people aren't going to be able to pay. And this is an opportunity for those investors that don't have a lot of money that want to invest in doing overages.
Yeah. And there are two sides to that. On the homeowner side, there's an opportunity, working with an investor for you to recoup some of that so you can start over. And on the investor side, there's an opportunity for you to help and assist someone to get that overage. So it's a win-win. It could
Yes.
potentially be a win-win situation for everybody who's involved, because as you said, a lot of people aren't aware that that's available as well. That's pretty cool. So there were two things that came up. So is there a period of time that a person, once they've, haven't paid their taxes, and an investor comes, buys up their, you know, their taxes, that they can, get the property back?
Yes.
That's the first question. Yeah. Okay. Talk a little bit about that.
Yes, absolutely. So, in certain places like California, if you go to a tax deed auction, most counties, there is no redemption period, meaning that the owner cannot come back. That's why California gives the owner 5 years to, catch up to their delinquent. So once it goes to the auction in California, there's pretty much no redemption period. In Texas, however, that's where I'm investing at particularly. You pretty much, if you buy the tax deed at the auction, if the property is homesteaded, you have to wait 2 years. If it's not homesteaded, you only have to wait 6 months. So there is a redemption period. It just depends on what state you're actually investing in.
Gotcha. And if the homeowner has filed bankruptcy, that was the other question. Do they have an opportunity to that redemption period, or does it kick them out, or the overage period?
So
The
the
bankruptcy
overage
doesn't kick them out.
So the
Mhm.
overage is separate from the tax deed delinquency. So a lot of times, as I'm quite sure you're familiar, when people were losing their shirts and losing their homes, people were saying file bankruptcy to stop the foreclosure process, right? Well, that doesn't happen in tax deeds because it's the county that needs that money. So it's superior over the bankruptcy. So it doesn't stop the tax deed sale.
Mm, indeed. So if the bank hasn't paid the taxes, then they're
Yeah, so
still out.
yeah, so you still can go, and that's because they're like, this is unheard of. Like, how can you get a property free and clear at a tax deed auction? Well, what ends up happening is if the mortgage company doesn't pay it, then what ends up happening is it gives the government agency the authority to sell that property free and clear. If there is a mortgage balance on that property, it's passed over to the owner. So you, as the new investor, actually get the property free and clear.
That is pretty cool. So at the end of it all, if the homeowner is not able to pay their tax liability, first the county in which it is, they have that, basically that lien against the property.
Authority.
They sell it to investors who purchase it, and then those investors can either, keep the property, or they get the property for free and clear, or they could sell the property. They basically have control over the property, is what you're saying.
Yes. And that's why I
That's
only do tax deeds, because I mean, the sky's the limit in regards to whatever exit strategy you want to utilize. And it allows you to have so many different opportunities to build wealth, right? You can keep it as a fix and flip. You can keep it as a rental. You can wholesale it. You can carry a note and become your own banker, so you can have cash flow and you don't have to worry about a renter. There's so many different ways that you can actually manage a tax deed asset because you actually own that property. So that's why I only do tax deeds and not tax liens.
Gotcha. Gotcha. And it seems like New Jersey, which is where I am, it's predominantly a tax lien state, but there are tax deeds here as well. So if a person is dealing with the tax lien side, what are some of the strategies that could work for them?
Well, I personally don't have a lot of information on tax liens because I do not involve them. But what I do know is that tax liens is you're just basically purchasing the certificate. So basically what that means is the way I explain it to people is that tax liens is more of a long-term investment. And you basically would buy the tax lien certificate in hopes that the owner will redeem that lien. The only reason why I don't like tax liens is, number one, there is a longer maturity rate, meaning that you have to wait over a period of time in order for that lien to actually mature for you to get the percentage return. Also, you're hoping that the owner comes back so that they do redeem the tax lien. In the event that they do not, then you have to file the foreclosure process on that owner. So there's a little bit more steps involved as opposed to where the tax deed, you get it automatically. With tax liens, you have to go another step and then file the foreclosure in order to actually get the property. So that's in a nutshell what I don't understand, and that's why I don't like to be involved in it, is that, say, for example, you, Clara, found a property in New Jersey and they haven't paid the back property taxes. And the year prior, I could have brought the tax lien certificate for 2017, 2018, and then you turn around and buy the tax lien certificate for 2019, 2020. So there can be more than one tax lien certificate. And so it gets a little convoluted and complicated. That's the part, I'll be honest, that I don't understand and I don't really get. So I like simple, I like straightforward, and I don't like the fact that you have to file the foreclosure proceedings in order to get the property. But in a nutshell, that's what you're doing. You're holding a piece of paper, a lien against that property.
Yeah. I guess the only strategy on that side, when there are multiple liens against the property, the only time to recoup those funds if the original owner doesn't come back and purchase them is at the sale of that transaction. So if at some point in the future that property is sold, those liens are still sitting out there and they have to be cleared before the new owner can take possession of the property. Yeah.
Right.
So that's, like you said, it seems like it's just a longer position, whereas with the tax deed, it's automatic. So you just have to wait longer to redeem or recoup your investment. It's based on other people more so than it's based on in their time, more so than your own timing, I guess would be the biggest difference.
Right.
So you talked a little bit about some of the exit strategies. So you've purchased the tax deed in your particular state. Okay, I'm looking at it. You purchased the tax deed in a particular state. So once you have it and you want to get out, you said you could sell it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And you can leverage it. I didn't quite understand that one. So like you said, if you want it to be the bank, I like that.
Yes.
So if I want it to be the bank, how does that work?
So you can create a note and you could be Clara Lyons Bank of America. And how that worked is that you would carry the paper on that property. And I feel like some investors only know like the basic strategies. And once again, it's leveraging your knowledge and creating a win-win situation for everyone. So say myself wanted to buy a property that you purchased on tax deeds, Clara, and I necessarily don't have, good credit, but I have cash. You could basically be like, Mica, okay, well, you could put $5,000 down and I will carry the note, meaning you would carry the paper as though you're the bank. So the good thing about it is that you can get someone in the house without getting traditional financing, and they pay you every month, and you don't have to worry about a renter or anything, and they're paying you every month. And the great thing about it is if they don't pay, then you can foreclose them and get the property right back, kick them out. You don't have to worry about going through the eviction process, none of that. And you're basically the bank. And so in the event that they stop paying, you can reclaim your asset all over again, keep the down payment, keep all the monthly payments, and just rinse, repeat, and then find a new buyer. So that's what I really love about tax deeds, because there's not any mortgage companies involved. You can be your own mortgage company. So that's one of the ways. I always, for me, because like I said, I've been investing since 2017. And when I tell you I've done every investment strategy, you guys can't see, but I have had gray hairs. I almost lost all my hair, okay? From investing. Oh my gosh, like the fix and flips, HGTV makes it so easy. It's not as simple as it looks. And then what they don't tell you is that you need all this capital to fix it up. And then like there's contractors that will run away with your money. So I just like, for me, I'm at a state in my life where I just want effortless cash flow. I want it easy. I want it simple. And I'm also about helping others. So I'm like, if I win, I want someone else to win. So most of my strategy is I'm wholesaling it because I'm getting them so cheap. I'm just so happy if I triple or quadruple my money. So I don't care if the property's worth $100,000. If I paid $3,500, I'm selling it for 20. Because I want to sell it to an investor that can make money and move on to the next property. Some people want all the money, right? I personally, I'm just rinse and repeat. Like I have a system, I have a process on how I want to acquire $1 million doing this. And so I'm not being greedy. I'm like spreading the wealth in a way, you know? So that's my number one strategy is wholesale, but you can fix and flip it. You can carry a note. You can buy and hold and rent it. I mean, there's so many, the opportunities are endless.
Yeah, this is, it's interesting because I heard about this when I was probably in my 20s, right? And I couldn't conceptualize in my mind that it was, you know, that you actually would own a property by doing this. And then when I first came to New Jersey, you know, I was getting the list, the whole 9 yards, and still, you know, like didn't move forward. And I've had this vision and this dream to create, you know, to be a developer, creating affordable housing for people, you know, that they could have nice homes within their community, you know, but it was affordable for what, you know, they are able to pay. And, you know, boom, I look up and here's Miss Mica Coleman, and God is putting this all back in my lap again. And so I said, you know, you know, I'm a giver of information. I just want to share, and it's not for everybody. You know, who's supposed to see this video will see this video, right? You know, and I know it's definitely been a blessing to me, and I hope it's been a blessing to someone who's watching. So you know, you've really inspired me, and you know, just bringing consciousness to this area of, you know, real estate investing through your story of building, you know, wealth is awesome. So for those folks who want to delve deeper, you know, and get the how to and more information, how can they get in touch with you? And you talked about the mycreditchange.com. Do you have some other things going on that people can get involved in so you can assist them help themselves to move forward in this area?
Yeah, well, I'm glad that you repeated that because a lot of people are like, okay, what was that? So I always say if credit's an issue, definitely go to mycreditchange.com. If you're interested in wanting to know more about tax deeds and overages, you can go to my website at micacoleman.com. I also encourage people to go check out my YouTube videos at Leverage MDB. That's the $1 Million Blueprint, but it's just MDB. So you can go to my YouTube page at Leverage MDB. And also too, I have a Facebook group. I keep it private because I just literally want just a niche group of people that are really wanting to do this. And you can find me on Facebook at Tax Deed Education and Tax Deed Overage. Okay. And once again, Facebook, private group, Tax Deed Education and Tax Deed Overage. And if you want to know more about my course and you want a free ebook, if you want more information, you can go to my website, micacoleman.com.
Awesome. Awesome. So it's Leverage MD, you said?
Leverage M. M as in Mary, D as in dog, B as in boy.
Okay. .com?
No, that's for my YouTube channel.
YouTube. Okay. I'm going to put all of this in the chat so people have it. So mycreditchange.com, leverage MDB for YouTube, and tax credit education and tax overages for your private Facebook page. And they can
Yes.
reach out to you for that. And of
Yes.
course, www.micacoleman.com.
Yes. And
They
they can
want
actually go
to.
there and find everything because I have the little link. So if they go to micacoleman.com, I pretty much have everything besides the credit because that's a company that I utilize and I speak on their platform. So that's separate from what I do. But micacoleman.com, they could pretty much find everything they would need.
Okay, great, great. Well, I just want to thank you for joining us today and sharing the information that you have. It's just been a wealth of information. If people were paying attention, there is an opportunity for everyone who is interested in real estate investing. So if you want to get more information, go to www.micacoleman.com and you can get all of the websites and the links in order to move forward in your real estate investing career. Our guests are here as a resource to you. So definitely, definitely reach out because your blessing could be right around the corner. You never know. I want to thank everyone who viewed today. If you viewed us live or you're watching the replay later, just remember to like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can post your questions. So any question that you didn't get answered, you can post it in the comment section and we'll definitely get back to you. Um, if you want to reach out to Ms. Coleman, again, www.micacoleman.com. If you want to reach out to our team at Lyonsview Realty or you're interested in a career in real estate, you can reach out to me at info@lyonsviewrealty.com. So I just want to thank you. Thank you for watching us today. Financial Fridays, as we said earlier, is here to provide you with resources, information, and tips on those trends that impact your bottom line. And I hope that you have received something of value today. So, as always, want to send love, light, and prayers out to those who have lost loved ones in this season. If you have anyone in the hospital and you can't be with them or see them for whatever reason, and to those who are experiencing physical distancing and the effects of physical distancing, especially our essential employees who are going to work providing our medical services, our healthcare, transportation, food, police, fire, and most definitely our leadership. I just want to encourage everyone to take care of yourself, take care of your family, and stay safe. So, my name is Clara Lyons-DeVaughn. Financial Friday streams every Friday on Facebook and YouTube. So you can join us Friday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until then, keep living your best life. Thank you, Miss Mica Coleman. So appreciate you for joining us today.
Well, thank you for having me on your show. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right.